THORChain is permissionless. THORChain's token is called RUNE. That is spelled R-U-N-E, Romeo Uniform November Echo. You do not need to buy or hold RUNE to place a swap on THORChain. Very good design decision. However, the fees are deducted from your swap and are used to buy RUNE. And this RUNE is the yield that goes to liquidity pools and nodes. There are no block rewards on THORChain. 100% of the yield is real. THORChain has another token called TCY, Tango Charlie Yankee. This token is like a preferred stock, and 10% of the protocol's revenue goes to these token holders. If you deposited crypto into Savers or took out a loan on THORChain, make sure to claim your TCY tokens so you can start collecting this yield, and anyone can buy the TCY token as well. Additionally, the buyback from the treasury of the TCY has started. I believe the first swap was yesterday, so that's great. Finally, that contract is live. To swap on THORChain, go to THORChain.org, click on swap, and you'll see all the wallets and websites that use THORChain, and you can choose the interface you want to use. Rujira is building decentralized Binance on THORChain smart contract layer. It's being rolled out as we speak. Keep an eye on that. That's going to be absolutely huge. And speaking of Binance, my friends, if you hold RUNE on a centralized exchange, you should withdraw it into self-custody immediately, because these tokens are being used to short sell RUNE and drive the price down. That's not good. And once in self-custody, you should look into bonding your RUNE to a node and to earn some yield. And basically, you also help secure the network as well. And to do that, a great site is runebond.com, where you find a node, request a whitelist, and then bond it when you're accepted. It is super easy, you guys. Earn that yield. There's a THORChain community Discord and Telegram you can join to learn all about THORChain, to make all kinds of friends. To find the links, go to @Thor, T-H-O-R, Thor Community, all one word, account on X. Let's get some reposts in the space, guys. We have a really awesome guest today. Moca is going to be joining us. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing. This has been a long time coming. I'm super pumped. I hope you guys are pumped. And remember, guys, this space is geared at anyone in your THORChain journey, whether you are a veteran or brand spanking new. There will be something in here for you, and we will make sure to explain everything thoroughly. With that being said, my name is Patriot Sounds. My real name is Denny. Been a content provider, educator on THORChain for going on 5 years now. Kenton, I know you have some updates for us, so I'm going to go ahead and kick it to you, buddy.
Thanks, Patriot. Yeah, my name is Kenton Ralph Toes. I have the U-Share RUNE fund, which is dedicated to investing in RUNE and running nodes on THORChain. So I'm a node operator and bond provider. And as being a node operator, I'm active in the governance. I've been really active the last few months about pushing forward the new front end and marketing plan. So the front end's coming along. Hopefully you guys have been playing with it. I think we're gonna move it over to the swap.thorchain.org domain here soon. Hopefully that'll be done this week. But if you guys can play with it, test it out, you know, any little bug, the littlest thing, doesn't matter. You're not being annoying. Like we need people to point out these little things, right? Because we all have different browsers, we have different computers. It's impossible for one person to test all these different variations. So there's an email address there at the top of the site that you can submit the bugs to. So instead of having to post on Twitter or Discord or Telegram, whatever, you can email that to them there. The marketing is going good, guys. So little alpha for you. I haven't updated this in the Discord yet. I'll do it on Monday, but we're moving forward with the CMO, a chief marketing officer, and talk to him we're have our first meeting on Monday to kind of go over, you know, the game plan, start introducing him to THORChain. So after we talk to him on Monday, I may have a bit of a better idea. I'll put an update in Discord, but it's going to take him like, you know, a good week or two just to like, you know, understand THORChain, everything going on, you know, everything we want to do, and then start putting together a more formal plan. But I feel like I kind of know what we're going to do. We're going to kind of hit a few things at the same time. So like start working on updating the website to basically incorporate the new swap page, right? Because we need to funnel people there. That'll include, you know, redoing all the graphics, you know, just updating everything. Not a Jaguar rebrand, not that. Just you know, just updating what we already have. and with that will come working on SEO, and then also doing some PR, some public relations, start helping with improving THORChain's reputation around the space. I think pay-per-click will be more kind of at the end of that, because we need everything else done, everything else going. We don't want to pay for people to come to the site if everything isn't totally ready. But the SEO and PR, that's like compounding, right? It's not just some one and done. We got to stick with it and just keep going like eating healthy. So things are moving forward. The treasury moved over the 250 grand to our Ether wallet. We got the ETH address and Rune address that's in the ADR. So if you want to come spy on it, check it out. It's there. And yeah, we're starting to move forward. Things are going. Things are happening.
Very cool, man. Super excited.
So now I'll pass this off to Eric. Do you want to introduce us to Moca?
Unmuting it everywhere. Yeah, well, I think it's better if I introduce you to Zey, because you guys already, well, a lot of people already know me, but Zey is the mastermind of Moca. So Zey, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course, no problem. Just let me know if you can hear me right.
I can hear you. It's a bit muffled.
Okay, let me try to do something really quick and see if you can hear me better.
It's a little bit better.
Can you hear me better there?
It's so. Yeah.
I think it's the noise canceling.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But it's good enough, at least?
Good enough, yep.
Yeah, okay, we can make it work, buddy. Go ahead.
Thanks, sorry guys for the sound. It's not my fault. Well, yeah, Eric, thanks for the introduction. For those of you who don't know me, well, I'm the CEO at Moca, and we've been working so hard trying to bring some new tech into the big guys playground here with THORChain and Maya. I think we have some interesting products, and if you haven't heard from Eric or from me or from Patriots House or from Kenton, we're building a bunch of things here. We're building a point of sale for real world usage of crypto. So if you have some store or you're selling stuff through an e-commerce, well, you can integrate us and then start settling any one of the cryptos that we support. We also have a free, no ads explorer. It's a multi-chain explorer that you'll be able to access. It's free for you. There's no ads there. It's just community service, if you want to think of it like that. That will be on explorer.moca.app, so you can find it there. And we also have the beta of the wallet out there. It's been there for a while, and we're still working on it. And everything comes together once you can have a business charging in crypto, and then you have somebody that wants to pay with the Moca app or other wallet that supports the Moca payments, and then you can check that the transaction went through in the Explorer. So that's full circle right there. So that's what we're building, and I'm really excited to share with you more details of that. And if you have questions, I'm gonna be here to answer them.
Eric, did you have anything you want to add? Anything else? And do introduce yourself in case people don't know you.
Yes, thank you very much. And when I joined Moca 8 years, yeah, right, 8 months ago, the thing that sold me and that made me say, okay, this is the project that I want to contribute with. One, because it aligns with THORChain, and by proxy, it aligns with Maya protocol, in the sense that you want to provide tools and you want to provide solutions that are actually pushing the OG foundations of crypto, or the OG ethos of crypto, which is permissionlessness, decentralization, and this path to financial freedom, which some people might mistake with being rich. But it's the freedom doesn't come from being rich. It comes from being able to do whatever you want with your belongings, right? If you have USD. You want to be able to spend it anywhere you want, the way you want, whenever you want, right? So when Zay told me about Mocha POS, I was like, wow, so you're using THORChain and the assets that THORChain supports to let people use them in the real world. And I was like, that's the next step. And we have been looking for a next step on THORChain on the normie side, because I know there's a lot of financial side happening with Rujira and local solutions on THORChain. But then this translates, Mocha translates what THORChain can achieve and bring it to the people, like the normal people. And then they shared with me also something that we cannot really speak about, but a lot of people in the community already know about because they're part of our alpha testing session. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, this is going to explode once we launch. So yeah, that's me. I've been part of the THORChain ecosystem. I was looking yesterday. I think my first tweet about Rune or THORChain was in 2020. So I'm not a veteran, but I know the space, and I've been in crypto for 8 years. That's basically who I am on the crypto side of things, and I think that actually opens, like my mention of the launch of when we launch, it's going to explode. So that kind of opens the door for that topic.
So just to summarize, then Mocha is like a payment app. So I was just a couple of days ago, I was at a Bitcoin meetup, and we convinced we're at a whiskey bar called Cask in Grand Cayman, and we told them accepting Bitcoin now as payment, and but they just have a wallet of Satoshi, and you just pay them over Lightning. It can just do Bitcoin. Mocha, if they installed Mocha, not only could they accept Bitcoin, they could accept any token that trades on THORChain and Maya. And is there any other DEX aggregation?
I can answer that one. Let's get a little bit more technical on that part. Um, yes, currently we have the way. It's only working on the Mocha app right now, but we are open to other wallets to connect to our APIs. They can request for an AP key from us, and they'll be able to use our system or Mocha ecosystem and pay with that wallet. So first of all, I just want to get this clear. We're not trying to steal users from other wallets. We want the other wallets to be able to pay in all of our point of sales. And this is good for the users and this is good for the wallets because they can get part of the fees that the user pays for the wallet. So it's free for them to integrate and they can also get a cut out of the transactions. So if you have a favorite wallet out there, you don't want to use Mocha wallet, well, just let them know that we have these APIs and they can integrate it. And it's really simple. It's 3 APIs that they have to integrate. Even a junior developer can do it. And then they can now pay in every business that we have. So that's great. So if you want your favorite wallet to be able to pay in a Mocha point of sale, let them know. And yes, you'll be able to pay on all the tokens that the wallet that you're paying with supports. And it's supported on THORChain or Maya. So if that wallet that you're using, it's an XRP wallet, and it only supports XRP, but the wallet is using our APIs, then you'll be able to pay Kenton, for example, in his business, and he wants to receive Rune. So he'll be able to do the swap, but the user doesn't know that there's a swap happening. They just send the XRP, and Kenton will receive the Rune, and that's it. That's how it works. But then, if that example that you were talking about, they want Bitcoin just because they want Bitcoin, and instead of using the Satoshi wallet, they use the Mocha point of sale. They can select Bitcoin as the settlement token for that business, and all the tokens that are on Maya and THORChain are available to pay to that business. And what's going to happen is that there's going to be a swap in the background, and they will receive the Bitcoin, and the user will pay with any token that they want. So that's how it works. And also, we have some security features because, well, especially with Bitcoin or some of the other slower chains and tokens, the user is not going to stay there for an hour just waiting for the transaction to be successful. So just the moment the transaction appears in the block, we mark it down as paid. And if something happened in the middle of the swap, the business will get the refund because on the memo of the transaction there's a refund address that goes to the actual wallet connected to the business. Even though it's not going to be Bitcoin, but at least they're going to receive the XRP in their wallet if something goes wrong in the middle of swapping. So that's also like a security feature because maybe the user already left and well, they want to remain anon. Doesn't matter. The business got the value and also the value with the fee for the swap, so they can do the swap from their wallet, or they can open the Mocha wallet and do the swap and get the Bitcoin later on. So yeah, that's how it works. But for the users, well, seamless. They just pay and that's it.
And it's the tokens available on THORChain and Maya? Like there's no other DEX segregation going on?
Um, at the moment, we have those, and we're working on chain flip, and we are thinking of some others. But yeah, at the moment, just those two.
Gotcha.
The thing is
Gotcha.
that we need to have decentralized exchanges. We don't want to have any centralized exchange in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. So like Lightning, like THORChain doesn't do Lightning, so you can't do a Bitcoin Lightning payment. It'd be regular Bitcoin, right? And so, you know, Bitcoin can be a bit slow. You know, the other blockchains, I suppose, are faster. How do you manage like the transaction time? Like nobody wants to take 10 minutes to pay for their coffee, right? So how do you guys handle that?
Yeah. At the moment, since we're just starting and we don't have like a huge community yet on the Mocha ecosystem, it's gonna be a tough part trying to teach the user or the businesses, but we're gonna encourage them to select faster tokens. We know that at the beginning there's people that won't have them or won't want to pay with them, but that's okay. Later on, we have something that we're gonna call the Mocha balance, and if you are using it, the business will get that balance, and it's in USD, and also it's gonna be based on trade assets in THORChain and Maya, so those are really fast. And even though you have, if the user has the Mocha balance and they are start accumulating that. For example, businesses start accumulating their own Mocha balance. They can start doing payroll with that Mocha balance to their employees, and then we're trying to make like that being the main balance used all over the solutions. But that was gonna take time. But yeah, for now, we are going to encourage, depending on the type of business that you have, we're going to recommend faster tokens. But maybe if you're into selling cars or maybe selling houses, maybe you can use Bitcoin and then just wait for a day even for the transaction to happen. Like that, there's no rush on there. But if you're, as you said, a coffee shop, well, we'll recommend payments with faster chains just because, well, the type of business that you have.
So you meant
Later on, maybe if Maya or THORChain integrates Lightning, well, that will be easier and the way to go. But we're not there yet.
yeah. You mentioned trade assets. So like does Rujira and the app layer, can Mocha utilize that to do things faster? That does the app layer help Mocha help your app?
Well, that's something that we were talking yesterday. Actually, I was talking with Pragmatic Monkey about how can we use Rujira's tech and integrate it into Mocha and make life easier for everyone. And there's one particular piece of tech that we can use that will help the businesses a lot, and it will help with this. But until that's done, I'm not gonna share it because maybe it won't happen or it's not possible, and I just don't want to do a promise about that. But yeah, we're already talking to the Rujira team about that, and I think we can get some advantage of that, and also bring more people into the ecosystem there. So I'm excited for that.
So you
Hey,
basically would have to go
oh,
ahead.
hey, Kent, can I interrupt real quick? So sorry. Hey, Zay, I'm covering for you on the mic. I don't. You're transmitting sound on the space, but I don't think you are transmitting sound on the live stream. It's not a big deal. I'm helping you out, but just a heads up, okay?
No, I can't hear anything.
No, I can't hear anything
Can
now.
you hear me? Yeah. I have it unmuted
Hear you,
here,
but we
and,
can't.
and
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
just,
no worries. Then
yeah,
I'll get you. Then we can overlay it. I just wanted to see if that was something we could fix real quick. No big deal.
yeah.
All right, continue, Kenton. Sorry.
sorry, man.
So would it
Don't
be
worry about it, man. You're
Sorry.
good.
like, I'm imagining the way it would work is people would have to deposit crypto into their Mocha app, and that would be converted into a trade asset, and then that's how it would be able to use it. Zay, buddy, your mic, man, the background noise, like everything is pretty bad. You can't move to a different spot, hey?
Let me try to move somewhere else. Yeah, just keep coming the questions.
Okay.
I'm just gonna answer. I'm gonna.
So yeah, I'm imagining if you're able to utilize Rujira and trade assets, people would have to deposit their crypto into the Mocha app, be converted to trade assets, almost like putting Bitcoin on Lightning Network, and then you'd be able to move the trade assets very quickly between different Mocha apps, and so the merchant could receive trade assets like instantly, and then whenever they're ready to cash out, they just convert the trade assets to L1s. And yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, that will be a really easy way to explain it. We're trying to make some UI or something to make it easier for normies and also for the businesses. It's kind of like Lightning. Yeah, that's how it's gonna work. But the good thing is that it's not only Bitcoin. Like there's a trade asset for every token that it's supported in THORChain and Maya. So you can still hold your Ethereum, your XRP, your Bitcoin, everything you want, and it's gonna be on the same. It's gonna have the same value of the token, but it's gonna be way cheaper and
Yeah.
faster to move it around.
Yeah.
It sound better here?
Maybe a smidgen. Go ahead, Eric. Did you want to say something?
Yes. So, and to just summarize what Zay said, and this is exactly how we want to like the way that we want our end user, which is going to be someone who maybe doesn't know anything about Bitcoin or blockchain or everything that we stand for, but they want to use crypto because they know it's the future or they think it's a good opportunity to get a different market share or to maybe expand their reach. They don't want to learn anything about how it works in the back end. They just want to be able to use it. So if we tell them, hey, so here's your USD, they don't even know it's trade assets. They don't even need to know that there's something happening in the background, either with Rujira or with the trade assets themselves. They just want to be able to say, okay, so I have $100. I just received $100 from the last sale. Mocha didn't charge anything. The user maybe used a Trust wallet, or maybe they use the Mocha wallet or a Thor wallet. They don't care. They just care that they receive the money and they are able to use it to pay their employees or to pay their vendors, whatever. That's why trade assets is so important or so powerful, because in the end, the user just wants to be able to use their money.
Like, well, the one thing they would have to know, they're losing custody of their tokens, all right? Because THORChain would then have custody of the tokens. They're getting trade assets are basically a wrapped token, right? So they're getting an IOU. That is, I think some. I mean, we understand that, but I wonder if I doubt the average user will understand that. I don't know, are you gonna? Would you try and that be part of your disclaimer, part of your education with onboarding people? Or are you just kind of like, no, we're abstracting everything away? How would you approach that?
Well, that's a tough one, but the thing is that we are aiming for more normies than actual crypto people. So for them, they won't even know what's the difference into holding by themselves, like having custody or not. So for them, as long as they can move it around, that's fine. But for the people that already know what's happening and know about self custody, I think they will understand why they should use a fast token instead of Bitcoin just to pay for a coffee. So that's kind of natural for us that we understand how the chains work. So I think for that's not gonna be like a huge impediment for normies.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's not like people are going to have their whole life savings on the Mocha app. No offense, but there's, it'll be like a wallet, or it's like their cash, right? Their spending cash that they'll have, right? So, so it shouldn't be that big a deal. So let me ask you this, change gears a bit. Eric, when we first met, you said, you guys are working on building a community first and getting like people interested before building the actual product, so that when the product is live, then you've got access to, you've already got a community that can start using it. How's that going? Like, do you have people that are ready to start downloading, start using the app? Do you have businesses that are ready and have been waiting, and they're like are you, like, when you guys, now that you're going live, do you have a lot of people in the wings ready to go, ready to use it?
Yeah, so here's the thing, and we have seen this many times in crypto, and this is not a job at other projects, but it's just a learning experience that when you've been in crypto for a while, you start to notice the patterns. And we've been building Moca for a year and a half, and I joined the team to grow the business and to nurture the community on February, if I remember correctly, or March probably. But okay, so here's the thing: most crypto projects still do the same playbook of having the product ready and then starting with very aggressive marketing with a lot of incentives to create this community, and then they attract the I don't want to say wrong, but probably the more short-term mindset kind of crowd. So what we started doing when I joined was, okay, so we have the products in development, we know how the roadmap looks, we have a rough estimate of when we want to launch. So why don't we start building awareness and gaining some organic mindshare and letting people join our Discord or Telegram, or maybe just follow us on X. The X account is completely organic. I know it's not flashy. We don't have tens of thousands of followers, but each and every follower we have, it's that they are following us because they got interested in Mocha one way or another, right? So by joining a lot of spaces, and this was actually the strategy relied a lot on helping promote THORChain, and at the same time saying yes, and we are also building Mocha on top of THORChain. And that's how we got into XRP spaces, Bitcoin Cash spaces, a couple of Zcash spaces. And the way that we're building the community is not like, this is the Mocha community, and this is ours, so like, so to speak. What we're doing is, oh, okay, so you're part of the THORChain community, we're building something that helps THORChain. Oh, you're part of the XRP community, well, perfect, we have a use case for you through THORChain that Mocha can leverage it, right? So we're not trying to be this project or this company that wants to I don't know the word, huddle? No, like to claim all of this community and say, oh, these are hardcores. No. You can keep your XRP community and do your spaces and all of that. And you're just part of Mocha and you know what Mocha is doing. And it has worked a lot. Like it has worked for us very well because we join a lot of spaces throughout the week, and they all know that we are already part of their community, and they welcome us with open arms because they know that we want to work with the ecosystem. For example, on the XRP ledger, we know there's a couple of wallets that are strong in the part of the community that we're joining, and we are already in talks to integrate them to Mocha. And that way, we can onboard the XRP community to THORChain through Mocha without telling them, hey, you have to choose, or you have to be hardcore Mocha, or you have to be 100% THORChain. No. The real competition is outside. It's the payment processors that have draconian fees. It's the middlemen that charge you for every single transaction that you do. It's the system, the banks, so to speak. So it's been working great, and we currently have probably, I don't want to oversell it, but we have more than 30 businesses ready to integrate on day one, and we have more than 50 people who they have been bugging us on DMs. Well, you're not bugging, guys, but they have been swarming our DMs because they are waiting for Moca POS to go out so they can just go out there on their neighborhoods and start onboarding businesses. Because the more businesses they onboard, the more passive income they are going to generate on a long-term basis. And maybe I can tell you a little bit about how the referral system will work.
Sure. First, what is POS?
Point of sale. So
Oh,
yeah. So
yeah, explain that a bit, please.
yes, we have Mocha Business, which is the payment enabler, and that is an umbrella for Mocha POS, which is going to be the physical solution for people to pay on businesses through any device. It doesn't use a terminal, right? So anyone with a business, it could be a small business or a giant business, they just need an iPad or a cell phone or a computer. They download Mocha POS, point of sale, and they create their business in 30 seconds. In fact, we can show you if you want, once maybe not in 30 minutes or something when we start going into detail. They download the app or they use it on the browser. They create their business, their business in 30 seconds, and they can start accepting crypto from that moment. But the person who onboarded that business will get a small percentage of the fee that Mocha generates through the swaps that the business is going to enable or to generate from the user. Let's say the user is paying with XRP and the business wants to receive Bitcoin, right? So there's going to be a swap in the backend, and the small fee that THORChain generates, that Mocha generates, a share of that is going to go to the person. So you can have your normal job, and on the evenings you can just go out, put on your Mocha hat, and then just go like touching door to door. Hey, I have a solution where you can earn like more. You can, if Visa takes 3% from you, well, Mocha gives you 100%. If in fact we don't give it to you because it's yours, Mocha just enables the payment, and that's it, right? And the lifetime rewards, and well, it's going to be lifetime rewards, right? So if you onboard a business today, it's going to generate you passive rewards forever, and that's the key, and that's why we don't have hype campaigns, and we are not planning on doing KOLs, and we are not planning on paying a lot of money for ads, etc. Because we think that the organic adoption that Mocha, or the organic potential adoption that Mocha has, is huge. Because once people learn that it's lifetime rewards and it depends on the volume that the business generates, it's a no-brainer.
Well, I think a lot
So,
too is, sorry, Kenton. I think, a lot too is like these people are really motivated. Like, we talked, and even the BCH space we did, Kenton, and then we had Eric join later. I mean, when we talked with the Bitcoin Cash guys, just an example, we said, hey, like Mocha's coming out, and you're going to be able to accept payments. And then when we explained to them exactly how it works, it's like, this is exactly what we had in mind. We were just trying to do it on our end, but with THORChain Maya protocol, we now have the ability to just have a real settlement layer where people can sell goods and services. This is huge. And like you said, Eric, XRP, we have Stone and others, they're ready to go. They're getting their Mocha shirts. They're already strategizing how to professionalize it. They want to make sure the pitch is correct. And right, if the business at the end of the day can sell goods and goods and services by saving the margin, not spending on the fees, right, on Visa, MasterCard, and such, that's huge. And plus, the people who are going to be promoting it will be making lifetime rewards. You say that's a huge incentive. So we'll see how it pans out. I'll kick it back to you, Kenton.
no, yeah. So it sounds like the referral program is a Mocha witness, where you and your buddy go door to door to different businesses to get people to integrate it. And you got your uniform, you got your hats, yeah. Spreading the good word.
Good word.
So, okay, I'm a business. I'm pro crypto, but I'm a small business. As small business owners, it's oftentimes a labor of love. They barely make 50 grand a year type thing. Free and clear. They need cash. They need to settle in fiat to pay their bills and whatnot. They're not ready to save in crypto. How do you handle that objection, or that, maybe not objection, but that hurdle for the small business? That like, okay, I accept this crypto, but now how do I get into cash? How do I, pay my bills with it?
So here's the thing, and there's probably two main answers to this question. So the first one is, uh, you can tell the business, or well, I would tell you, Kenton, small business owner. So look at the news, look at how the world is moving. Everyone is speaking about stable coins. Everyone is speaking about crypto. There are ETFs, there are treasuries. The future is crypto. So you can either be early, or you can either choose to move to fiat. If you want to move to fiat, we are not going to provide you the tools to do that, because we want to create circular economies, but we're looking into potential ways that you can do it, or there are many off ramps out there. Now, Kenton, the thing is, do you really get a lot of income from crypto right now? Or maybe it's like 3 to 5% of your total business. Why don't you look at it as your way to stack crypto, or as your way of, you know, TCA into what the future might be? I'm not going to tell you to do that, but maybe you should do your own research. Now, yeah, I know that you need cash flow, right? Well, here's your chance to use that crypto. And you remember how Denny onboarded you to Mocha, and he's earning some fees from your transactions. Well, why don't you do that with your vendors? Tell your vendors, if you're selling bread, tell the person who sells you the wheat, hey, why don't you start accepting crypto? And we can create a circular economy where everyone uses crypto, and you will earn something from your wheat provider. Because when they do a swap, you're going to earn some commissions, right? So you're early, right? It's not going to be tomorrow, but in 1 year, you are going to be part of a circular economy that you started. And when crypto goes really, really wide, and it like everyone adopts crypto, you might be, I don't know, maybe you onboarded half of your neighborhood to Mocha. So you're going to be in a sweet spot.
Sorry,
You're not going to be making $50,000 a year. You might be making twice that.
Eric, you're making it too easy for me to make fun of you. So it sounds like an Amway pyramid scheme. You got to get all your friends to come and buy it, and then convince your friends to sell it, and then they'll sell it. And I'm teasing. I know that's not what you mean. I'm teasing you, but
No, it's fine.
Uh, but
but you're
there's
right.
also oh, sorry to interrupt, Kenton.
Good, good.
There's also something that we can add to that, and is that once we have a large enough network of businesses, we can enable the businesses to sell their Mocha balance or their tokens, transfer them to a user, and they get the fiat with no KYC. So a user can come and buy crypto basically from all the Mocha businesses, because we're going to have a map where you can find them, and you can register and say, hey, I want to sell up to $200 in crypto. I have the Mocha balance, it's $200 up to that, and I will want to receive cash. Somebody can
Yeah,
do that with no KYC, or they can do the opposite also. So
that's
yeah, that
it's a good idea. 'Cause that was so the Bitcoin, one of the Bitcoin meetups I go to here in Cayman. The guy started a 7 Mile Bitcoin, so he was kind of copying Bitcoin Beach from El Salvador. And one of the goals was to try and create a circular economy in Cayman. Because actually, it's really difficult to buy crypto here, because none of the banks allow wire transfers to or from the crypto exchanges. And so it's really cumbersome, especially like small dollar amounts. Like if you're talking 50, 100 grand, you can deal with an OTC desk, it's fine. But for the average person who wants to do, start with a few $100 or a couple of grand, it's actually quite difficult here. And that was part of the goal, is to try and not only just to get businesses to accept Bitcoin, but then when they want to convert to fiat, they can just sell it back to the community, create that circular economy. And basically, as tourists come in, they spend with Bitcoin, and then locals can buy that Bitcoin with cash. And it's a kind of a way to get Bitcoin into the country type thing, and enable people to buy with cash, and everyone's kind of happy. So yeah, I totally get it. It makes sense.
Yeah, so the thing is that it needs to be like stagger releases or thresholds of number of businesses available. You cannot have that with only one business in the city because it won't work. But once you have a lot of businesses working and a lot of people paying in those business, then it makes sense to do that. The thing
Yeah.
right now is we're aiming for people like us that already know crypto and wanna get crypto. Like Eric says, like I know I'm gonna get maybe one or two payments a week in crypto when I start, but I can start saving that and do some savings for crypto. Just keep leaving it there. Then
Yeah.
we get more businesses and more users, and that start getting more normie like, and then it starts to get easy, and then we have the Mocha balance, and people that don't know anything about crypto, they say, okay, this works. I don't know how it works, but it works. So it's easy. Like I put money into this, and then I get these US dollars, and then I can spend it in these businesses, and then they realize that their favorite coffee shop now accepts that money that they have, and they start using it. Yeah, it's a hard thing to do, but I think it's a problem for a year or two later on, and we are already thinking of that.
Have you guys heard of Ether.fi? You're shaking, you're nodding your head, Eric. So
I mean,
Ether.fi, for those of you who don't know, it's a credit card that you can charge with stablecoins. And I actually just signed up for one the other day. Got it approved like within a half an hour, loaded with some stablecoins. I just went and spent it yesterday. So you can, I got a virtual credit card uploaded to my Google Wallet, and then I just went and did tap pay, worked no problem. And I have a buddy, he's been using it now for a few weeks. Never, it's worked everywhere so far, like anywhere it takes Visa. So, and you can even do a business account as well, have a business card. And so that might be something you guys offer as a solution to these merchants is that, okay, they accept payment in crypto, they can settle in a stable coin, and then send that, they can create an Ether.fi credit card. At the end of the day, end of the week or month, whatever, they can transfer their stable coin onto the Ether.fi credit card, and then they can go spend their card, pay bills, do whatever they want on their card. And that's a way to off ramp their crypto and they go use it and they go spend on their day to day. That's an idea for you guys to help these merchants.
thanks. That's a great idea, and I think that's a good solution for it at the current state. And yeah, we for sure need to see what is the best off-ramping solution, and if we can have some automation with them, and the less intrusive solution will be the best for the businesses, of course. Yeah, but it's something that I was talking with the Ruji team yesterday, and we need some pieces of the puzzle still that are not out there yet to make that work seamlessly enough that the user only clicks a button that says withdraw and they just receive the bank transfer in their fiat account. We are thinking
Not
of
one.
that, but yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, you, the merchant might even be able to set up that they're receiving stablecoin address is their Ether.fi credit card, and so as soon as the sale is made, it automatically settles right onto their card, and then they can just go spend it at will. So that would be. I'm trying to think from the merchant's point of view, right? What's their friction? What's their holdup, right? And trying to make their life as easy as possible. It's the last thing they need is more steps. So yeah, that might work. I
Yeah,
feel
that
pretty
might
strong.
work, and that might work. We might actually ask for your help, Kenton, and you can set up a business and put your Ether address for Ether.fi, and then we'll test it. It might work.
Yeah, because just another address, right? And whether
Yeah,
it goes to your MetaMask address or your Ether.fi wallet address,
yeah.
isn't that right?
Yeah,
And
but remember that there's some issues with THORChain, and I think Maya has the same thing. That if you deposit to some routers, you can lose your money there. So if Ether.fi is using routers, everything goes to fees and then just stays there, and you go to zero in that transaction. We need to test it. Like it might look like just another address, but the tech in the background it's also important. So A little bit
Okay.
tech here, techy here. Yeah, but it's
Okay.
just a matter of testing, and it might be easy and it works, and then that's a pretty
Yeah.
nice solution.
Yeah. Yeah. There's two things with it. I feel pretty strongly stablecoin usage is going to explode over the next few years. Like the US is really going to support it and push it. And we're all going to be using it. I feel like within the next 10 years, everyone's going to be using stablecoins, whether they know it or not. But then the other part I can't help but wonder is like, I mean, is it when it becomes that easy to spend the crypto? Like I opened this Ether.fi account pretty easily. I still had to do KYC, like all my personal info and all that, but it wasn't as onerous or as egregious as like a typical centralized exchange does. So I'm just wondering if maybe they'll clamp down on it. Maybe they will support it. I don't know. Because if this Ether.fi is really working and gains traction, I got to think there'd be dozens of more wanting to copy it and do the same. So if that's the case, it should get easier and easier and easier for people to start expending their crypto. And if that's the case, it should become easier and easier for merchants to accept crypto as payment. So
The thing,
hopefully that continues.
yeah, I think that's the future, and we're going that way. The thing is, an ideology matter, because Ether.fi what needs KYC, even though it's not as intrusive, it still wants to know who you are, and still they are using Mastercard and Visa at the end to settle to the business, and then they're paying the fees for them, and maybe the business that is currently accepting that transaction with the only tap and pay, they are still paying 5% of that transaction just to use the system. So that's what we are fighting against. Why are you paying so much for this that it should be almost near zero fees? Do you need to tell who you are to spend your hard-earned money? Like, why should I do that? And that's a matter of
Yeah.
ideology at the end. And we're fighting for that freedom, and we want them to. Well, it's fine. Like if you wanna give your data away, well, good for me. Like I have no problem with that, and like Google has my data and they know who I am, and well, the government does know who I am because that's how the world we live in. But we are trying to go against that trend because we're giving away so much every day. Like they ask for more information, they ask for more control, and that's what we're fighting for. So I think, yeah, it's gonna be easier to use crypto on a daily basis every day. It's getting easier. There's more merchants, there's more ramps, but if the way to go or the way that they are trying to make it work is just like a bridge into MasterCard and Visa, I don't think that's the way that it should go. That's my personal opinion. It
Yeah.
works, yeah, but then you're not changing the system. You're just getting the money that it's in crypto back into the system, back into the MasterCard and Visa in the fiat system, instead of the opposite.
You're
That is.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going.
No, that was the end. Like we're trying to get the value out of those regulatory systems into crypto, and then if what they are planning and they want us to do is go back into that and just get the crypto and put it back into that, that's not the way that I want to go or that I want my children someday to go. So that's why we are building this.
You're totally right. Like the Ether.fi thing is just like feels like a necessary evil, but it's a step towards where we want to end up, right? So like, for example, if let's say that works, you guys actually run with the Ether.fi idea and you're getting merchants adopting Moca and they're cashing out to their Ether.fi card, and you are starting to build that network of merchants and people using Moca, then eventually they're going to figure out and understand, well, wait a second, we can, like you said earlier, we can start using Moca. We'll start settling through Moca and avoid settling on Visa or MasterCard. And because the merchants, they know themselves, right? How much Visa and MasterCard cost them. And once they figure out they can start avoiding Visa and MasterCard and settle with each other through the Moca point of sale app, then they'll start doing it. So the stablecoin credit card might just be a good, you know,
A Trojan
stopgap.
horse
You know,
to
just kind
get
of
them
help.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
it makes sense. It has to be a entry step, you know, to get them working. But yeah, at the end of the day, just thinking about a simple UI version of it is like, do you want to put your money into Ether.fi and it will cost you like 5%, and you want to keep it in the Mocha ecosystem, it's 0%. You choose. So yeah, I think that's something that can work later on.
Cool. Eric, we can't, I can't hear you. I'm on my speakers on the my speakers on the space. I can't hear you on the space.
Yeah, I can hear you on the space either. You're on the live stream, of course, but not in the space.
For you guys listening to the space, we're recording a live stream as well as doing the space, and trying to get Eric was talking, but we couldn't hear him on the space.
Okay, can you hear me now on the space?
Yep, we can hear you.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. So and here's the thing. It also happened with fiat back then, and it happened with credit cards back like in the 90s. The the power of any currency or any new tech that gets adopted is the network, right? Fiat has value because people accept fiat for goods and services, and there's someone backing that. They used to back it with gold, whatever. But yes, this is just basically the one of the first steps. We are not the first ones trying to make crypto adoption, but we are one of the few that wants to make crypto payments settle in crypto. Most of the, and I don't want to say 100% because there might be an outlier, but we did a lot of market research, and all of the 99% of the credit cards and the debit cards that deal with crypto, they are just a glorified off-ramp where you pay with crypto and there's an off-ramp in the back end and the business receives fiat, right? That's great because you're actually giving a use case to crypto in general. But in the end, that's not real adoption because the money is leaving the system. Well, the crypto space is the assets are the value is leaving the crypto space, right? So what we want to do, and that's why we hammer the term circular economy so much, because what's happening with fiat right now is that there are circular economies. They could be using rocks, but they are using dollars because that's what most people accept. But once people start looking at the value or identifying the value there is with accepting crypto, they will not see a need to run back to fiat. It might take a while, but we're basically one of the few ones that are pushing for this. And like Zey said, it's an ideological stance that yes, we want to give you the tools to off ramp, but the point is that you learn that crypto, and we know it. People in this space know it, but people outside, they are going to need a bit of hand holding and a little bit of teaching from our side that everything we know about crypto and why it works and why we choose to live in crypto and we work like all of us, we basically spend 16 hours a day doing crypto stuff. So we just have to share that vision with the people who are just trying to make a living and how they can make a living in a better way, right?
Yeah, I think that's one thing. That's when I try to figure out timing wise, like were you on ramp to crypto, but then you don't need to off ramp, right? And it becomes truly circular. And I think the arguments you make to the average person are not that hard. I mean, right? Everyone's seen a bank run on TV in various countries, various circumstances, and say, if that happens here, it happens to you. Well, you are your own bank. You take custody of all your funds. If you've got $20,000 in the bank, well, that's an IOU essentially. It's a permission form of using your money. With Mocha or blockchain, right? You are in control. You never have to worry about losing access to that. It's literally yours. And I think that's going to be the big selling pitch. And maybe it's going to be a really harsh example. Maybe it's going to be because we did have recent like a lot of bank failures. What was that? A few years ago? Not in the United States, but I think in other places as well. I mean, I think it's going to take just a few catalysts where it's like a big wake-up call where you have people who are stuck in the fiat side, they're unable to transact, they're unable to live, and then you have people who have moved over to the blockchain side, and they have absolutely no problem. It's hard to figure out. It's a lot of ambiguity there when that transition takes, but I think it's coming because, as we've said, the advantages are quite clear.
So, Eric, something I've been like stewing on for years now, maybe in 10 years, maybe even longer. And I'm sure you and everyone has experienced this. You go to a restaurant with your friends, if there's more than 5 of you, 10 of you, and you're splitting the bill, the waiter's, annoyed, got to split the bill with 10 different people, or they won't split it. And then everyone's arguing for, half an hour trying to figure out who owes what. And then nobody takes into account the tax or the tip. And so somebody's always short and someone's got to pay extra. And if you pay for me, I'll Venmo you, I'll pay some in cash, pay some on the card. Like, it's just a total nightmare to pay a restaurant bill with a group of friends for everybody, right? Us and the waiter. And I'm like, there's gotta be a solution. It blows my mind that some tech guy has not figured out an app to simplify all this, where the bill can come onto, we can all order whatever, bill can come to the table, and we can all I know there are some apps like Splitwise and Tab and stuff like that, but they're still a bit cumbersome. You can't really pay through them. There's got to be a way that, have an app where, it's connected. I was thinking like connected to Venmo, your bank account, whatever. But you could have it supported by crypto, where you could, this bill shows up to your table and you select what's yours and whatnot, and it gets paid automatically. Like, you understand what I'm not being very eloquent in my solution, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Have you guys thought about this? And I feel like that would be like something. That's how you, in my opinion, this is how we get a crypto point of sale system into merchants, is when you're solving a real problem for the merchant, not just selling them on crypto, but how are we making your business better? So you can go to a restaurant and say, listen, this is a nightmare for your waiters. We've all dealt with this. This is going to solve it. And you support crypto. What are your thoughts there? Any comments?
Yeah, I am smiling and laughing because when you were saying all of this, I was like, okay, so here's the thing, and Zey will be the perfect person to answer this, but I'm gonna prelude that Zey has this roadmap on his mind, and we took some time to put it into paper and see how things go, and establish deadlines, milestones, etc. And Zey comes from product, right? So he has the thing that you just mentioned is basically, well, we already have a solution for this, and of course we cannot, well, I want to, but I can't share what the other app is. But if you think that the crypto payments part is cool, the other app, it closes the loop and it makes people be able to pay tabs, pay. Well, Zey, why don't you? I don't want to spill the beans, so why don't you expand on that?
Yeah, so the thing is, we've talked exactly about what you're talking about, Kenton. Exactly the same solution, because we know that once Mocha has a really good network of businesses and users, each product that we have, it's basically gonna become its own thing. Like, it's gonna become its own solution, its own mini company, and it will have its own benefit in mind. And for the point of sale specifically, we've thought about that. And this is the first part of it. This is the first version. This is okay. You're allowed to charge people with uh, crypto. And the good thing is that it's way cheaper than using Visa and MasterCard. So that's the first thing. That's going to be free for the businesses. And that's how it works. Then we can add in, have a V2 or a V3, or then we can have something called the Mocha restaurant point of sale. And that's specifically for restaurants. And then we put all these amazing things, and then you pay a subscription for that. And then now you can use all these amazing software that is natively integrated. Or we can work with current softwares for restaurant and let them use the Mocha point of sale or the Mocha APIs and charge with that. And then we can integrate with, there's a lot of things that we can do. But specifically what you said, Kenton, it's something that it's on the roadmap, in paper, on the office, in Mexico, for the other app that we for sure would like to disclose it and talk to you more about. And then we can be here in some months from now in this space, not only talking about that app. I know you're going to love it. Sorry, but I cannot share more about it. But I can assure you, you're going to love it. And it has that in mind. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and there's going to be accounting. There's going to be, split tabs where we're going to have username-based transactions and stuff like that. But and man, when I saw the POS draft, well, not draft, we already have this, and it's going to go live on the release, which we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. But when Mocha point of sale goes out, restaurants will already be able to set.
Oh, Eric, we lost you. We lost you on the space, Eric.
Oh,
Uh,
I thought it was my
eh,
internet.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry,
there you
someone's
go.
spamming me with calls. Sorry about that. I
It's
got a call. I've been getting a lot.
all the restaurants that want to incorporate Mocha. The Mocha witnesses are doing a good job right now.
Yeah. No, but
Sorry,
okay,
keep going.
so no worries. So there's this restaurant, they create their own business account, and then the waiter just scans a QR code on the POS, and then they get their own tab, and they can charge people from their phone or from an iPad, whatever. And you can have 15 waiters with custom tips ready to charge customers for their meals. And this is already on V1. So the focus is 100% consumer app, where we're solving the needs of the business, the restaurants, the stores, without so it's not a bare bones solution. It's not just a QR scan. We're gonna have we're gonna give the ability to the business to customize pretty much everything. So yeah.
I got a question for
Can
you.
the go ahead.
So we come out with multiple primitives. I know you can't discuss them all, but is that all going to revolve around the Mocha token? Can you disclose that at least, or will there be a separate infrastructure?
Every piece of revenue that Mocha generates, it's not going to go to the team. It's going to go to the token. Whoever, we still have to disclose all of the details, but yeah, all of the value that Mocha generates will go to the ecosystem, not to the
Right.
team. Of course,
So-
the team will have some stake on that, but we don't make money if Mocha doesn't make money.
Yeah. So just to be super clear, so you guys will be making more, more things, more primitives, more things. All of that, there's Mocha point of sale, blah 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 blah. That will also be connected to Mocha as well. That's right.
Yeah, all of the
Yeah.
value generated from the ecosystem is going to go to the ecosystem back through the token. There's not going to be another token. There's not going to be more emissions. It's a hard cap. We're not going to come up with another token. We're not going to come up with oh yeah, so this revenue goes here, but this revenue goes to the treasury or whatever. No. From day one, they has this mindset of the only way that we win is if we make everyone win. And it actually brings a little bit back to what you said, Kenton, about the the pyramid scheme and all of that. That the cool part is that the rewards are not coming from the platform's activity that we are incentivizing. It's coming from real world economic activity. So it's real world earnings that are already happening out, in the outside, and we are just funneling that value into crypto, into THORChain, into Mocha. So we don't have to incentivize people. Oh, you have to go buy groceries because that gives you rewards. No, people are going to buy groceries either way. They're just going to have to choose if they do it with fiat or with crypto. and the rewards are going to come from that. So it's not an incentivized or what's the word? The antonym of organic. It's not a synthetic activity. It's not something that, I don't know, let's say from a perpetual perspective. You encourage people to do leverage on your platform because they know there's an airdrop coming, and the money comes from either a VC or comes from the economic activity that you're incentivizing. Once the incentive goes away, the people go away because there's no incentive anymore. But in this case, the incentive is real economic activity that's already happening, and that's never going to go away. So yeah, it's so exciting, man, because the market, I think if I remember correctly, Visa and MasterCard, just those two, they handle like $30 trillion a year. Like just bringing 1% of that volume to THORChain would be huge,
We'll take
crazy.
it. Yeah. Yeah, totally just teasing about the referral program. I mean, and you definitely you need one, 100%, right, to help with adoption. I'm trying to figure out a referral program for THORChain. We need to figure something out too. So absolutely. So I was just thinking about this. I keep coming at it from the angle, how do we convince the merchant? How do we, now I'm thinking, okay, but wait a second. What if the merchants are on board, but they have a hard time convincing their customers to use Moca? And so, like, is there a way for the merchants to motivate their customers? I was just thinking, like, can they have like a points program, like air mile points or whatever, so that if I'm a dry cleaner and I tell everybody to use Moca, they're going to collect points to get 10% off or something. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to answer that one.
Yeah.
Well, there are many things that really incentivize the usage. One of them, and I think that's going to be the biggest one, is the app that you're going to know about after this uh, meeting, because I'm going to tell you, Kenton, so that you know what we're talking about. But the other one is the revenue sharing of the fees with referrals. It's another incentive, because then if you can to know that you're going to get money every time Eric does a purchase, then you're going to make him use it because it's money for your lifetime. So that's another one. But how can the business incentivize it? First of all, if they don't have any usage, we don't charge them anything, first of all. So even if they have the system there and they have the app on their phone and nobody goes to the store and asks for paying with crypto, that's good. We're not charging for the business, like, oh, you got to pay every month $50 just for having the system. So that's not something they have to worry about. At least that's good, especially at the beginning when we are trying to get more people on board. But since they are saving 3%, 5%, 1%, if they get paid in Mocha instead of Visa or MasterCard, they can do that. Like they can say, well, I'm still charging that 3% in my price right now because I'm not losing. So I'm still gonna charge that, but I can offer a discount to the users if they pay with Mocha. If I'm paying 5% fees with card, I can go at 3% discount if you pay with Mocha. I'm still saving 2%, but I'm incentivizing the user to do it. So that's something that they can do. If they really want to bring more people into the system, they can do it. Also, we are talking with some chains and some tokens that they want to be part of the Mocha ecosystem and see how can we do something together. And maybe there can be like also a cash back that it's gonna be shared with the token or the chain and Mocha, and then we instead of charging 50 bips, we charge uh we charge the 50 bips, but the referral go back to the user, So it's like a cashback if you pay with a specific token because they are paying us for that. So we can do a lot of incentives for bringing them there. There's also things that we can do, like if Mocha is getting the 50 bips, we can do, maybe there's this chain of coffee shops that is really big and we really want them on board of the Mocha ecosystem. We can tell the business, hey, be part of it, and then for the first year the Mocha part of the fees will be shared with you. And now, like, Mocha is the referrer for that business for 1 year, because we made the calls and we had the reunions and the meetings. So we're basically referring the business, but we're telling, I'm going to share those fees with you for a year. So that's also revenue that they are going to save. It's, market wise. And at the end, what we want is incentivize the use of the system through the users and through the businesses. We need both. Like there's no businesses without users, and there's no users if they cannot spend their value somewhere. So we're thinking a lot of it. Like everything that I just shared is something that we have brainstormed about. It's not set in stone, and for sure, I know that your community is great, and they can share lots of ideas of how we can make this work and make it like we accept ideas. Like just tweet something and tag us, and for sure we can see if that can happen, as long as we keep the values that we have and the ideas that we have. And something that I think we haven't said in this space is that we since we are trying to invite the wallets and merchants and any wallet that you want, even if they don't support Mocha or I mean THORChain or Maya, if they don't support it, it's okay. They can use it even if they don't have natively that in their system, because we are generating the memo for them so they can do the transactions. But since we want them to be part of it, uh, we we really want to give them that tools. Like I think you mentioned Stone earlier. We He asked for videos and marketing material and a lot of things for the business, like something as simple as a sticker on the window, like we accept crypto here. People's gonna ask, how am I supposed to pay with crypto? Like, can I pay with Satoshi wallet? They might not. Like, yeah, we're thinking of many things that we can
Yeah,
do. So if you have ideas, please share it
you got
with
to
us.
have the sticker for the window. That's right. So like going back to that cask,
Yeah.
a whiskey bar here in Cayman, they put on a "We accept Bitcoin" sticker on their window, and like people notice it, and so yeah, you got to do something like that, and like the crypto community in general is usually pretty supportive, right? So like people will go out of their way to use a business that supports crypto, right? So the business should want to advertise, right, to try and get that business.
Yeah, and the community is everything right now. Since we're in the early stages, we really need the support of the community for this to work. We can spend millions in marketing, but at the end of the day, the people that already have crypto is the one that's gonna pay with crypto, because that's how it is. And if you really think that what we're building it's interesting and it's something that we need out there, be part of it. You have a really good motivation for doing it. Imagine you want to go to your favorite coffee shop and they don't accept Mocha and you want them to do it. Well, instead of seeing it as a bummer, oh, they don't accept Mocha, see it as an opportunity. Oh, nobody's come here and offer Mocha. I'm gonna be the one, and every time they get a transaction, well, I get money. So instead of seeing it as, oh, well, sorry, I'm gonna leave and I'm not gonna pay here, well, onboard them. It's free for them. So we have a lot of benefits for the business compared to the traditional Mastercard and Visa solution. So that's also powerful marketing way to do it. And we're gonna have those videos in the website further. I think by next month they're gonna be there. It's gonna be marketing material and it's gonna be onboarding material for businesses and also some onboarding material for users. So yeah, please help us with that. And I know it, it's something that you can actually get a living out of it eventually if you do like the right businesses in the right
Yeah.
mode.
Patriot, do you got anything else? Should we open the floor here for speakers, for guests to come up? I don't see anybody requested. Anything else you want to talk about?
The only thing I could think of was I was just thinking of ideas of just how, like, I was thinking of the sticker, right? I'm thinking of the QR code, and I was thinking, maybe your taxi driver's listening to this right now. You know what I mean? How do you promote this thing and get that revenue? I was thinking, I don't know what you think about this. This is me just thinking on the fly, but if you had a QR code, it would send you to the Mocha, like a Mocha to download, but the first thing they would see is a video that just plays right away explaining exactly what it does, an efficient, quick way and why it's better than the conventional system. But on that, but you still, the person who has a QR code, like it's your own QR code, they still get the credit if they download the app and start using it. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm just trying to think of a way, like the moment where someone, you know, they take the bite, they bite it, right? How you would convert them to immediately understand why this is better than what they're using now. Like I'm thinking about a business owner, you know, I accept money, cash, Visa, MasterCard, obviously, you know, immediately tell them, why is this better? Why you should download it, why you should promote it, you know. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know how you feel about that, but I'm just trying to think of like, from like Kenton has said and you said, like from the business's perspective, like how they would convince people to use it, and the person who's promoting, like me, how you would get a business onboarded immediately. But yeah, really, really cool, guys. But yeah, we can open it to questions. I think if you guys have nothing else, I think we've been pretty thorough. Unless Eric, if you want to put up on your live stream any shots of the interface or anything like that while we're talking in the background, so when we upload the live stream, people have something to look at. But yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't know if, so for example, I mean, I kind of want to share. So people can create their wallet in under 1 minute, and then they can create the referral code in under 20 seconds, and then they create their business under 1 minute as well. I kind of want to share that because it's ready. Like I said, we are 99% ready for launch. But I don't think the space will be able to see it, right? So it might. I'll just put it in the background then.
Yeah, we can. So we're going to upload the live stream later, and you know what I mean. Then yeah, you guys can have you can use this material or whatever for sure to help promote it. But yeah, I mean, you guys are really close. Super exciting, and again, congratulations. I know Zey. I don't even know how you even are alive right now. I know you've been working really, really hard. Your whole team's been working really hard. Eric is always out there promoting. So, kudos to you guys. Very excited to see this get off the ground, 100%.
Thank you for those kind words. Yeah, it's been tough. I've been awake for more than the necessary hours, I think. But yeah, I'm supervising everything. Personally, I really want this to be what you deserve. I think that it's important for crypto to have a good user experience, especially since we're aiming for normies. We really need to have a way for them to understand what they're doing, even if they don't know what they're doing. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, there's this thing, and Alex, I think, was the one that shared this thought with me, and he says, when I go to a restaurant, I just want to go sit, rest, and eat, like have a chill meal, and that's it. I don't want the chef to come out and drag me into the kitchen and show me how he does everything. And look, this is how we put it in the oven, and this is how it comes out, and this is what. Like when you go to a restaurant, you don't expect that. You just want it to work, like order and get the food and eat, and that's it. And that's what a lot of the decentralized crypto ecosystem does. Like they want to show you all the tech behind, and they want to tell you like, oh look, this is happening and this is happening, and the normies don't even know a lot of the terms that we have here. So that's what I am checking on our app. Like, how can we make this simpler, and how can we make this smoother? And for the launch, that's what I'm expecting. Like, I want to have a good product. I want to have something that when you see it, you can understand from the get-go. Like you download the app and you know what you're seeing. I want to have something that is reliable. Yeah, so I'm checking that, and Eric is just showing right now here, and you in space, you'll be able to upload it. But he's showing how to create a wallet, and maybe he's gonna go and create a business later on. But yeah, I don't know if Kenton or you have seen the point of sale, but I show it to the Rujira team, some of the people that were in the meeting. I gave my phone to one of them with the point of sale open, and it was interesting to see him start using it without me explaining how it worked, and he really knew how to use it from the get go. So it was intuitive, and it's hard to do that with crypto. Like, how can I make crypto work without being like a mess of different options and different types of transactions and all of that. All these tokens out there, all these different type of memos, transactions, chains, whatever. Like even THORChain has streaming swaps and have trade assets and secure assets and native tokens and message deposit and all these things. And but the user doesn't want to know that. They don't want to see it. So yeah, I don't know if this makes sense, but it's hard to make it simple.
That's I feel like that's the key for mass adoption, making it simple. And once it's, everyone's, I know, I feel like that's the missing piece in crypto right now.
Yeah. Go ahead and explain what you're doing, Eric.
Eric, can't hear you on the space.
I can't hear you on space, brother.
Eric, you unmute yourself.
Still can't hear you, Eric.
What's going on, guys?
Well, I don't know if
he's showing. It's a very
Okay.
beautiful layout.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
There you
Sorry,
go.
I have like 100 tabs open. Okay, yeah. So what I did was just I created a wallet. I created a referral code, and then I created a business. And now I'm gonna use the wallet, the referral code, which is Hello Stream. I'm going to create another wallet, and I'm gonna use that. Let's create a new wallet. And you know that what Zey was saying is that oh, sorry, I forgot to use the referral code. Yeah, so Hello Stream. But the thing is, we want, the launch is almost ready. It's 99% ready. But like they said, we only have one shot at letting people on board businesses and onboard their friends and say, hey, this is a payment application using crypto. You should use it, right? We only have one shot with consumer apps, especially because people are used to Web2 or traditional companies launching things, and they might be buggy, but they are usable, right? So right now we are on that stage where, like I'm showing you right now, things work. We just need to polish them a little bit better, which is not going to take long, so that the end user, which is, it could be your mom or it could be your cousin, they can use it seamlessly. And I think that, like they said, the main thing that we owe the THORChain community, which has been very supportive with us, is to bring the best version of Moca out there on the first run. So
yeah. No one cares about when your launch date is. Like a new person being introduced to Moca, they could not care less when the launch day is. Their first impression is going to be literally the first time they see the app and whether or not they want to use it, right? So yeah, take some extra time to make sure it's just a sleek, smooth onboarding process. Because like you said, you only get one impression, right? That's it. One first impression. And that is so, so important, where it's just really like low cognitive burden, very intuitive. You make your wallet, you connect it, you figure out what settlement currency you're going to be, blah 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 blah. Yeah, get that down, and then you guys are ready to rock and roll.
Cool, guys.
Yes.
Do we have anybody want to come up to the stage
So
and speak?
Eric just created a. Oh, sorry, Kenton.
Oh, good. I'm just inviting anybody listening if they want to come up, ask questions, any comments. I don't see anybody requesting. So if you have requested, I apologize. That's
Please do.
another bug in Spaces. Yeah, go ahead, Eric.
Eric is now opening the point of sale in the web version. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's for people in the space to know
Yeah.
we have a live stream video call going. So Eric is sharing his screen and showing us some stuff from the Moca POS.
Let me see if it works from. Wait a second. Yeah, I'm unmuted. Let me see if it works from my camera, from my desktop camera, to scan the QR code. Let me check. Okay, scan QR code. Yeah, I need to.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a scanning. I saw you on the camera from the QR code. But let me try to explain to everyone here in this space what's happening right now. So Eric opened the Moca app in the web browser so that he can share the screen right now, and he created two wallets. He created first one wallet, and then he created a referral code from that wallet. Then he created a new wallet, a brand new wallet. And when he created that wallet, he placed the referral code from the first wallet there. So now the second wallet is linked to the original one, and every time that wallet does a transaction for paying in the POS, the original wallet will get part of the fees for that. And this doesn't mean that the transaction will be more expensive for the user, because we're always going to charge 50 bips. What it means is that Mocha will charge part of the 50 bips that it's for Mocha to the original referral. So that's how it works. Then he's gonna create a business. He actually created the business, and he is trying to open the Mocha point of sale, and he's gonna scan the QR code that it's on the wallet that he generated the business with.
there
The
we
Mocha
go.
point of sale can be used. The Mocha point of sale can be used on a web browser, can be used on Android, can be used on iOS. So if the business already has a phone there or a tablet, they can use it there. Or if they have a computer, they can use that. They can go through the browser, or they can do it with a native app. Once they scan the code to link to the business, that's everything they know, and that's everything they need, because the point of sale doesn't have any information, any private information of the original wallet. What it does is that it only has the addresses of the business. So there's no risk of uh, keys being stolen from a business or the Wi-Fi of the business, because they don't know that. They don't have them in the point of sale. Once they scan and they are linked to the business, the point of sale opens a window where it asks for a PIN code so that you can lock the point of sale in case you have a tablet that it's available for everyone in a restaurant, for example. They just pass there so that nobody's like clicking it and just doing something with the tablet. So you can lock it down and have a custom PIN for it. You can also have multiple accounts in one tablet or in one device. This means that if you want to have accountability of who's the waiter of each transaction that you're doing, you can do that. We call them orders. So you can know which waiter in a restaurant did which order, and you can change, and everyone can have their own PIN, and the admin can reset a PIN for any waiter, and they can see all of them. They can create new waiters. They can delete a waiter from the device, and all of that can be done from the point of sale. Once you have access to the point of sale, you have your PIN and you unlock it, you will see a window where you see like a PIN pad. It looks like a keyboard, or a numeric keyboard. You just type in the number that you want to charge. You can add a custom tip or one of the predefined tips are business, and then you hit continue and your code. With that QR code, you can pay with the Mocha wallet or any other third-party wallet that supports the Mocha ecosystem. And that's it. The business real time knows if you paid, and they can even see the transaction status in the Mocha Explorer. So that's what he's doing right now. And if you go back and see the live stream, you'll see what happened here. I don't know if it was clear enough.
That's pretty clear. I actually have a question. I kind of want to go with the Kenton theme a little bit here. Let's say, okay, we got Kenton's store here, and let's say I'm a gold and silver dealer, right? And that's something that I want to sell, and I want to use Mocha as a way, right, to sell gold and silver. Does the app have the ability, like, because gold and silver, the price fluctuates every day, you know, and does it have an ability to tap into like a third party, like, you know, API or something that would track the value of the spot value of gold and silver? And then, you know, Kenton could set like a parameter, like, you know, charge this percentage above or below or something like that. Is that something that would currently happen?
Not at the current stage. Remember, right now, this is the V1, and what we are enabling them to do is basically replace or the same features of the credit card point of sale. You know, the credit card terminal that they have, that's the same thing that you're doing here. Currently, you cannot set products. We are gonna have that on the V2, and we're working on enabling like custom buttons with products and enabling to have prices and maybe something like that, what you're asking. But this version of the point of sale is basically the credit card terminal, but for crypto.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I was just playing with ideas here. I know, you know, this is obviously just going live, but this is really, really cool, you guys. I'm really digging it. I love it. Yeah, it seems pretty intuitive to me how it works out. I'm excited to see this thing and you know, work in real time. Did you have anything you wanted to add to this, Kenton, at all, or anything?
No, I think I'm pretty good. I'm getting tapped out for questions.
Okay.
Nice.
If anyone else wants to come on stage, now's the time to request. But you know, this is pretty clear. I'm excited to get this live stream out so people can see it. Very, very cool, guys. Very happy. Like I said, it's been a long time coming. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you want Eric to do something like simulate a purchase or something like that. Like, hey, I'm in a restaurant and I want to pay my tab. I don't know. Maybe he can do
Yes.
something like that so that the users have a reference, a point of reference of how it will work. Or maybe from the side of the business or the manager of the business, and he can show you what the manager can do. Like, I don't know if you want to ask him something like that, or like that might be interesting for the stream.
Yes, I can do that. I just find it. I kind of wanna show. Okay, so I need well, you're gonna watch with the camera, but I need. I need funds. I don't think on this wallet I have. Wait a second. Again, let me just send some small funds. I'm gonna pay with. Okay. It's gonna take up like a little bit because I have to send funds for my to my Moca wallet. Or I can just show you. No, it's not. It's gonna be complicated. Okay,
But
I have some funds here.
Well, is this the wallet? You know, the seed phrase was, "Oh no, we're the only ones that can see the live stream, so we're safe." Never mind. Sorry.
no. But he's gonna use his wallet. He's gonna use the wallet that he has on his phone to pay for a QR code and see how it looks on the point of sale. That I think that's what he's gonna do. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if the seed phrase for these demo wallets it's out there. Like you can have it.
Yeah, it's just gonna be $5 or something. I'm gonna open. Okay, I'm gonna send USDT to. Okay, Tron might be fast. Oh no, Tron is not on. Okay.
Why don't you use Rune?
Yeah, no, but I'm on a Mexican.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm on Bitso, so I have to send funds to.
Don't worry. I don't know. There's no questions. Like while Eric does that, I don't know if somebody has a question or ideas. We can also do a lot of ideas on the space. People here, just raise your hand. Request to come and speak.
No, we don't have any.
Is it okay to speak? Is it okay to speak? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I literally just stumbled upon Moca Wallet 4 days ago. I joined the Discord today, and I thought it was an interesting platform. But I do have a few, maybe one or two questions, and this is with regard to ecosystem partnership. A part that caught me in your conversation was the part where you were talking about onboarding people onto the the ecosystem. And of course, this is very, very difficult, especially in Web3, because you don't know what to expect. But myself and our team, we've been trying to build a decentralized P2P platform because we realize that this is when I say P2P here, I mean fiat to crypto and crypto to fiat platform that is wallet agnostic. And we're thinking, since the Moca wallet is this intuitive, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have it as the, how should I say, the flagship wallet that actually onboards people onto the P2P platform. And I was wondering if maybe, because right now it's all EVM, but I do have my reservations of EVM chains and whatnot. But I do feel that if Mocha is the front end of our P2P platform, that adds to both our our platform as well as the Mocha wallet ecosystem. And I was wondering if there was an avenue where this could actually be carried further down the line, if it makes any sense to you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Hit us on the DM or through the Discord. You can open a ticket and we can talk and discuss how we can benefit from your tech. And we need to see how can we have an easy integration. And if it makes sense, for sure we can do it. And if there's something from our side that we can make easy to integrate on your side what we're building, of course we can work with that. Remember, the more wallets or the more products using and being part of the Mocha ecosystem, it's better for us, it's better for the businesses, and it's better for the users. So if it's a fit, we can do it for sure. If it's not a fit, we can talk about how can we make it work. But yeah, we're not close to that. The other we really want people to integrate our tech and make it available everywhere, like all over the world.
Okay, since that's the case, I will open a ticket and yeah, we'll carry the conversation from there. Thanks for the opportunity.
No, thank you for being interested in what we're building. And yeah, that's how community grows.
All right, guys, should we start wrapping it up? Or are you gonna be able to finish this for us, Eric? Or
Yes, I just sent funds to my wallet. I'm just waiting for them. I tried the fastest one on this platform, which is AVAX. So I'm just waiting for it, and I'll scan the QR code, and the payment will show up. And yeah, just to be clear, I'm gonna receive Cacao or Rune, depending on okay. So if it's AVAX, it's gonna be Rune. Yeah. Just waiting for the funds.
Let me explain why he says that he's gonna get Cacao or Rune. Since we're using both Maya and THORChain to enable more interconnection and different ways to pay, the business needs to choose one main token to settle in Maya and another token to settle in THORChain. So that's how you can pay with all of the available tokens. If he pays with one token that it's only in THORChain, he will do a swap and he will receive the main token that he chooses on the THORChain ecosystem. So for example, if his main token for the THORChain is Rune, that's how he set the primary token in the settings of the wallet and the business. Well, he's paying AVAX, then he will receive Rune at the end. So that's how it's working on the background. The good thing is that the user doesn't know that, and they will just see that they have all these tokens that they can pay with, and they can choose the one that they prefer. So that's how the tech works. And Kenton and Dennis, I think we are going to have a lot of demos recorded in real businesses soon. We are already talking to the partners that we have, and we're gonna put it there and teach them how to use it and do some live testing. and we can share those videos to you. And if you think that it's of interest of your community, you can help us share in X, and they can start seeing how fast and how easy it is.
Yes, and I do have the font now, so you can see on the live stream the QR code. I'm gonna let's see. So I am here. I'm gonna tap scan. No, that's a swap. Sorry about that. Just 1 second.
I don't think you're not sharing your wallet screen there, so I think they're not seeing that. But it's okay, Eric.
There we
We can share the videos later on with the team. Kenton, I don't know if you wanna start
Yeah.
closing this up.
Yeah, I think we should. Unless we give Eric another. Are you almost ready there, Eric? You almost done?
No, it's giving me. Oh yeah, the fonts are frozen yet because they need a couple of confirmations, so I cannot use them. Yeah, I think it's better if we wrap it up.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll just share the stream later.
Yeah. When you get so okay. So you're not. When do you think you're gonna be able to launch? You're hoping it would be today. What do you guys have a better idea on the timeline when you have everything done?
Yeah, as Eric mentioned earlier, we're doing like the final testing, and I'm just really picky about really specific things that I think they're really important for the user. So there's a few of those. I don't think we can go past this week. Like it has to be somewhere next week. I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be on Tuesday or Wednesday, but somewhere next week it's gonna be, because we're almost there. Just the final details that I think are really important for the users. And I really want to give you the best experience. And also, if people here are really trying or planning on going out and onboarding businesses, I want to give you the right tools to do it. So I don't want to give you a rogue platform that then you're going to be struggling trying to show the business how it works. So because that's something that you're putting your word and your name in front of. So I want the platform to support that and give you that support, and you feeling comfortable using it. So that's why I'm really, really picky about that working perfectly.
That's great. So so you said about a week then? You hope to be done?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Well, great guys, looking forward to it. Thanks for coming up. Yeah, Denny, do you have your notes in front of you? Do you want to
wait.
wrap us up? Yeah.
Yeah, before Danny
Okay.
wraps us up, we're gonna be in Korea Blockchain Week and then on Token 2049. So if someone from the THORChain or the My community are gonna be there, make sure to hit me up. Would be cool to meet up, and we might be giving a couple. I don't know. I don't even know the word in English, but we might be giving out a couple of. It's not a conference, workshops or when you speak to 50 people, not 500. But yeah, we will be presenting Moca in a couple of spaces on Token 2049. So
Great.
awesome,
I'll
man.
make sure to record that.
Yeah, I'm so bummed. I wanted to go. Something personal came up. I can't go, so I'm just like so devastated because of me. But definitely going to try and get to meet, especially those Bitcoin Cash guys, because I know they're really interested. So very good job, you guys. Super excited. And yes, Zey, when the time comes, you guys release those demos. Please share them to the THORChain because we're more than happy to push Moca because you guys are literally it's THORChain volume. It's not Moca volume. It's THORChain volume and my protocol volume too. So it is in our interest to have success of the Moca. And if it is successful, it is literally one of the best marketing pitches where THORChain, my protocol, has created a new point of sale application with our raw infrastructure, with people what they're able to build on top, not only just Rujira, but really the sky's the limit, guys. So yes, absolutely. Get me those demos as soon as possible. I'm going to share them like crazy. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. So next week, I am so excited for this, Kenton. We're going to have Hans from Rujira. So all you Ruji kids out there and THORChads that really love our Hans brother, you guys have to be ready for that. We might, I don't know, Kenton, if we're going to have, we were thinking about maybe having a little side space with that certain individual 2 days after that. I don't know if that's confirmed yet.
Oh yeah, Ray Youssef. Yep,
Yeah.
September 29th, I believe, Monday.
September 29th.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, so Kenton's going to have a little extra treat for you guys. He's putting in the time as he always does. So keep an eye out for that. And then after the Uber Deb, Hans is on 27th. The next week we're going to have the Uber Deb Chad Bareford again. So we're going to see some updates. I have a lot of questions for that. So we'll definitely, guys, you want to check that out. And then after that, October 11th, I am planning on having the Litecoin community come, and they're going to be telling us what they're doing. We're going to let them know what we're building, not only on THORChain, but Rujira, and then of course Moca, of course, is free to come in and talk about that, because at the end of the day, it's all THORChain material, right? So, okay, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up. Thank you all so very much. Please, if you're listening to the recording of the space or live, please share it. We have so many amazing things going on. I'm so incredibly bullish. With 3.11 going live, we got so many things going on. It's so incredible. I'm very, very happy. Thank you, Moca, for giving us your time. And yeah, if you guys ever want to do a separate space or live stream, just DM me. I'm available. I just really want to get Moca out there. This is such an important technology. Again, my congratulations goes to you. You guys are doing the right thing by waiting to make sure that it's a smooth experience. That's 100% true. So do not at all feel like you're making a mistake. You're being nitpicky, Zey. You're doing well. So again, thank you guys very, very much. And thank you to all the listeners. This has been a wonderful space. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys.
Thank you for having us here.
See you guys.